Bring it a blazing.
Hey, good to see you.
Hey, Paul, great to see you. How you been, my friend?
Been well. Good to see you.
Good,
How you been?
good. Outstanding.
Wonderful.
Beautiful sunny
It
day
is
here
a
in
beautiful
Charleston.
day. I love it.
Yeah, fantastic.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate the opportunity to pick you up here at 1010 and go for a little ride in this edition of Discover UC.
I am very excited about it.
You've been around food your entire career. I mean, what was the defining moment where you said, this is how I want to make my mark?
Probably growing up, since I could walk, I was standing on a milk crate stirring my grandfather's Sunday sauce.
Wow.
So pretty much since I could, stand up and stir the sauce while he was having maybe a glass of wine or two, I was working.
You're drinking the apple juice.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What was it like growing up here in West Virginia, knowing you had this passion for food, going to the best school in the land, the Culinary Institute of America? What was it like making that transition from West Virginia to New York?
So it was, scary. I actually enrolled at another school, got waitlisted at CIA, and I got the phone call and packed a bag and drove to New York. Just me, my car, my bags. I didn't even have a knife at that point, and not a place to live. Didn't know anybody in the area, so it was a little nerve-wracking. But that's what we do. As we take that leap of faith and just the leap and go up to New York and try to make your mark.
Sure. So after graduating, what were some of your initial jobs in the food industry?
I went and did the CIA Greystone in Napa Valley. So while I was there, I worked at the Wine Spectator restaurant. I was sous chef at Farniente Vineyard, and I also was a private chef for a winemaker, Delia Villadere. And then, as I left pastry school, graduated first in my class, I got recruited to go to the Biltmore. So I was the pastry chef at the inn on Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina.
Wow,
It was
what
awesome.
a venue.
It was absolutely fantastic. When they fly you there, give you a 12-course meal, and don't put a dessert and say, insert your dessert here, Chef Paul, when you're, 20-something, it was like, heck yeah, I'll be here tomorrow.
That's right. No pressure, but
Right.
I'm up for the challenge.
Exactly.
At some point in the journey, you ended up coming back here to Charleston, right?
I did. Always wanted to come home. I think that like many West Virginians, this is home. I was, had some great times, Asheville, North Carolina, South Carolina, Napa, Florida, but nothing ever felt like home. The
Right.
people are just honestly, friends, family, and just the comfort and the home, that Appalachian hospitality is what I missed. So I wanted to come home and really try to make my mark and make a difference and try to be a part of the hospitality culture.
You've actually become quite successful developing some new food concepts,
Yeah.
like Barkadas and
Yeah.
the Pitch. So tell us about the inspiration behind those and what makes those types of projects so exciting for you.
Yeah, so one of my best friends growing up, Jay Cinco, Filipino,
Sure.
going to Charleston Catholic. There's a huge Filipino community in Charleston. And he was like, hey man, I want to do a restaurant. You're the restaurant guy. I know Filipino. And so I went and cooked with like 10 different Filipino families, from the grandmothers to the aunties, and really just immersed myself in the culture and just had a blast with it. So it was a great opening project for me. It was always Jay's restaurant, still is, still absolutely fantastic. The Pitch, sports bar,
Right.
and not, we're not trying to be something we aren't, but we're trying to be a little bit more thoughtful, a little bit better food, a little bit better quality. We're supporting local, we're sourcing local, from Buzz Food Service to the local farms, grits, mushrooms coming from Hernshaw, and I think we're just paying attention to the details, which I think is sometimes missed. And it's just it's the experience. When you come to West Virginia, you have a preconceived notion of kind of what you're going to get.
Right.
I mean, you're not from the area, right? And then when you get here, you're like, oh man, this is West Virginia. This is awesome.
Right.
And so that innate sense of hospitality, that innate West Virginia pride is kind of what we wanted to represent when people come to that wonderful, Shawnee Sports Complex from out of town and be like, well, we're going to West Virginia, and they get here and they're like, oh, this is West Virginia? And the same thing with 1010, it's nicer, Appalachian fine dining. I say it's Charleston meets Charleston. My wife is in Charleston, South Carolina, and when you come in, you instantly feel comfort. The service, Aaron and Marie, my partners there, are like the classiest, the best hospitality people. I have the easy part, man. I just cook food, right? And we have the greatest team that you could possibly assemble in the hospitality business. And so, like, it's a full package. It's the whole experience. It's West Virginia and Appalachia kind of in a nutshell.
Well, it's working, because I can say it's the kind of hardest reservation to make in Charleston.
Well, I appreciate that.
Well worth it.
That is great.
Lynn and I
great.
definitely enjoy our meals there. So here you've prepared meals in all different types of settings, 5-star restaurants, all interesting different types of concepts. But what people probably don't realize is it's along that journey, you were the executive chef at UC.
I was.
So tell us about that experience.
So that was different, right? Coming from, the big time, maybe the best country club in the country, Ritz-Carlton, Naples, the Biltmore, to, come in and do my mystery basket. They said, okay, this is what you have to work with, and you have a $1.89 plate cost. And I'm like, wait, what? You could do that? So it was absolutely a challenge, but like one that I completely embraced. And obviously UC's, a part of Charleston, cooking for, big international population. So it was a challenge. But also you think about the difference of, a university that has, a private university, with the donors. And so I got to change gears a lot, right? From cooking for the student population, we did like 45 weddings a year. And then we're doing the donor dinners and how important that is. So you got to bring your A game all the time.
So when no one's watching, what's Paul Smith grabbing for a snack or kind of whipping up in the kitchen at home?
So in the kitchen at home, it's usually white American cheese on nacho chips, hidden in the broiler for about 2 or 3 minutes. It is literally nachos.
Wow.
And if it's really quick, then I do have a stash of Uncrustables in the freezer. So I take a little, pre-made PB&J and, and have I got to jazz it up a little bit with a Pellegrino in the other hand. So you got to have the bougie water along with the crust cut off Uncrustable.
There you go. Or you might need to draw on that Napa experience and you kind of decide what kind of wine goes
Absolutely.
with the Uncrustable.
It is. I would say it would probably be a Beaujolais, right? A Gamay would go really well with the grape juice.
Well thought out as always. Well, it's great to be part of all this, the culinary delights that you and your colleagues whip up, and we'll continue to support you, just as I know you'll continue to be a great friend to UC.
Absolutely.
So,
Thank
Paul,
you,
great to see you.
I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Look forward to seeing you up here at 1010 sometime soon.
Thank you.
Okay.
Take care.